We're here with Zach Sieler, an uncommonly strong man, strong human being. In your locker room, are there a lot of people with a great deal more strength than you have?
I like to pride myself on answering that to no, but there is. There's a lot of guys out there that, man, they can put some weights up. One thing I've learned over the years is, yes, being strong is huge, but getting the right techniques and elements on the field help a lot too.
Your job seems awful. I think it's the worst. It seems like the worst position to play. Is there a worse position to play than yours in terms of what the physical demands of it are?
Every position has its ups and downs. I mean, the DBs and receivers, those guys take some huge hits. A lot of our stuff is just constant low impact or constant impact every play, and it takes a beating. But I'll tell you what, if I feel young again, we got Calais Campbell in the room. 17 years in the NFL. And
that's why you feel young, because you got someone 10 years older.
Incredible to see him out there doing what he does every day at that age. I mean, he's still showing up every day at practice. He's out there. He doesn't want to miss a beat, and it's awesome. And so it's been really exciting and fun to have him around.
I am curious what the ups are. You mentioned your position having ups and downs. What are the ups of being a defensive tackle?
Man, I'll tell you what, there's nothing
3 years, $38 million.
It's that passion for the game and working with the guys next to you. And I know other positions have that too. O-lines, obviously, they usually are all very tight together. Yeah. But, obviously everyone knows about Mina Wilkins' bond last year.
We're worried about you.
Have you found a friend or what's going on?
Do you have any friends?
No, it's been awesome. Deshaun Hand's been great. Like I said, Calais Campbell, him coming in has been incredible. To be able to learn from him and work with those two has been awesome. We got some young guys, Brandon Peely coming up, that's been here for the last year or two. And so it's been really good to build those bonds and then be able to play off each other. So I think that's one of the cool parts of the defensive line is you kind of learn the guy next to you. Jalen Phillips and Chubb on the edge, and then inside too. So, hey, I look over, oh, dang, this is probably one of those plays he might take a shot. I can cover him up and playing off each other. And it's a good feeling being out there and seeing guys make plays.
Nice.
You were living in a van, and if I told you when you were sleeping...
It wasn't a van. It wasn't a van.
It was right next to the river.
RV.
It was right next to the river. River's Craycraft's house. I was doing a joke down by the river.
If I had told you when you're living in the RV, my apologies. Okay, like one night right before you go to bed, hey, one day you're going to sign a contract for $40 million. You would have told me what?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been a blessing. And, I've always had those thoughts in my head where I know where I'm the best at what I do. I want to make sure I prove it every day. And that's how I got here. I mean, I was told every day that I wasn't going to be able to be here, from not being able to play at D2 to even see the field there to not being able to play in the NFL to not have what it takes. And so it's just one of those things that I always believed in myself. I really don't think you can do something if you don't think in your own heart that you can do it yourself first. If you don't ever think that, why would anyone else think that? So.
Where along the path would you say you had the greatest doubt? Because there were plenty of times that you could have doubted.
Honestly, I think it was the first time getting cut in Baltimore. Because when I got to cut the second time, I came down here, and then it was just like, you know what? I've been in this path before. Let's just take my shot and see what happens. But that first time kind of struck, last day of camp, you're walking out, and there's the tunnel of scouts and staff, and they kind of just pluck you out one by one. And get cut, and then you kind of don't know what's going to happen. So that was my first time going through that. So that was probably the most, the low point for me, like, dang, am I really going to be able to do this?
When you take that home and you take that to your wife, she's as crushed as you are for you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're a little bit broken.
She was actually, she was down here in Florida already. So she was already down here. The first time she wasn't here, I was with her actually, but the second time I got cut, I called her. She was out actually at our place down here in Sebring, in Florida. Got cut. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I could be anywhere in the country. If I'm lucky enough to get picked up, we might have some talks with some guys out west. And you're kind of playing that game with your agent where you might go, how to prepare. And then I got that call the next day. Hey, Miami picked you up. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm 2 hours from her. We kind of already had some kind of been down here before. So it was pretty cool. It was the best of the worst, if that makes sense. So
Man, you're very likable.
No, I appreciate it.
How do you make yourself mean on Sundays? Because I feel like I'd have, if I was a center, I'd be like, hey man, do you ever get caught like being friendly with a center and you're like, wait, I got to snap out of this. I got a badge from Scott Fenton.
Honestly, and I think that's how my part of my game is I don't ever get too like
invested emotionally.
I'm very invested emotionally, but like like too
Did
much.
You see
like,
him in Wilkins?
Yeah, I just thought, man, like he doesn't like.
Everyone's got a different level where they reach their peak. Some guys got to be, don't talk to me, don't look at me, I'm locked in right here. Some guys are out there having fun, laughing, joking, whatever. And that's kind of how I've been. And that's how, honestly, me and Wilkins were like that last year, is kind of going out there and telling them to take it lighthearted. And obviously, it's when there's times that are serious, like in a tough spot, it's different. But like for me, that's my prime where I play my best balls when I'm like that. Just out there having fun, really. I mean, we get paid a lot to play a kids game.
Yeah.
We're very blessed to be able to do that.
Where do you imagine, honestly, if you can answer this question, that you'll miss Wilkins more, as a friend, or how much easier he made your job because he was next to you and he commanded a great deal of attention? Not that you don't, but he also demands a great deal of attention.
You know, I've had a great time this year growing as a player on the field. Not having him there, you know, he was first round pick here. Everyone kind of saw him as that. So me trying to take over that role has been a great blessing in my eyes, I think. Having a guy like Clay has come in and him and I be able to work off each other has been awesome. For me, it's the off the field stuff. Him and I, and that's where we still stay in contact. So like he's still there. I mean, it's been a great, I'm super happy for him, and they'll be excited to see him later.
It was
this year.
nice to see it chronicled on Hard Knocks. It was unusual to see two guys who were that clearly close. Their families are that clearly close. Yeah. And you seem to love each other, just flatly love each other. Would you say so?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I mean, I couldn't say enough good things about him. My wife and him always joke around. I think they played pickup basketball a couple times at our house because my wife played basketball, so they'd be hooping. I think she got him one time. It was after he broke his hand, so she had a little upper hand. But I think he needs a rematch. But yeah.
The reputation that the Dolphins have had, even before you were born, is they're going to collapse late. The last couple of years, there have been injuries that have explained that don't have much of anything to do with mental toughness. It's just physical bodies breaking down. But what is it that you would say is the reason that this season has more expectations than any of the previous ones, that when you think about the Dolphins, that you would say it's going to be different this year?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been super exciting coming in this year, going through OTAs with the team, and then now camp and we're trying to take the science behind the game and behind everything that's going on with the yardage, the speeds, and like how much stress you're putting on your bodies, and trying to make sure we tailor that to make it to where we can be at peak efficiency come December and January.
But sometimes science can get a little. We should put our hand in the dirt.
I know
exactly.
Who wants it more?
I couldn't agree more.
That's what I'm talking about.
But when it comes to those soft tissue injuries,
low man wins.
Always.
You know this.
Always. You're right. Put your head in there and go.
Enough science.
Tell him.
You're right.
Enough
science at some point.
I was an engineer in college.
There you go.
So I love the science behind things.
Do you ever hear McDaniel talking and you're like, we get it, you're zany? No?
No, not too much.
It's your boss.
Enough with the science, though. Your job is to be able to take apart a refrigerator and throw it at the quarterback.
Of course. All right.
Who could throw a refrigerator furthest on the team?
You know, if I had to say somebody, it's Deshaun Hand.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I was going to say.
I didn't think there was going to be an answer to that.
Deshaun Hand. Yeah, absolutely right.
So if we had a refrigerator throwing competition, you're of the belief that he would win. Absolutely.
You're silver
We
medal?
need to do that in the OTAs.
Silver medal for you?
Yeah. I got the leverage, you know, kind of
Yeah.
Would you be so you would be the silver medalist there? There's not somebody. You're saying you would beat Calais in a refrigerator throwing.
Put that on the scroll.
Take that back.
Let's put that on the scroll.
Take it back.
I'll have to see that. I'll have to ask
I
him
take
what he
it back.
thinks.
Yeah, I care about you, man.
Bring it to the locker room and get back to us next week.
All right. Yeah.
I mean this as no slight. When I look at physically Calais Campbell, I look at somebody whose hands, now your hands are not small, but he's just physically built to do exactly what it is that he's doing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Question or
Dan, be careful. I know where you're headed, okay? Just like be careful.
So
He's a big man.
You know what's funny is because obviously Calais is new to the team, and some people who aren't super like nitty gritty into football, they just know Calais is big, has an amazing career. Raheem, his wife, they had it mic'd up with Calais last week, I think it was, and she goes, her name's Deb, and she goes, "Hey Raheem," she goes, "Is Zach a small human?" Because there was a shot of the mic'd up, and I'm sitting there like this talking to Calais. And it's just, you're right. He is built for football, and he is maxed out.
What a voice, too.
You are 6'6" and 300 pounds, man.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
LeBatard just called you small.
I think he did.
I mean, Calais, I think everyone feels physically small.
Calais runs this team. That's what we've learned. Yes.
The eating of people your size, when you've got a cheat day, like if you had to impress us, like if you and him were having an eating competition,
it's over.
How would you go about burying him?
How baked am I? No, I'm just kidding.
Can you handle it?
No, that's a legit question.
Yeah, that's an important
Help
thing.
you out?
Yeah.
I don't need that. No. I tell you what. So we got some favorite spots down here, but I know my wife and I spot after game days. There's an Irish spot down here, then there's Anthony's Runway 84.
Nice.
That is one of our newest
Yeah.
favorite spots, man.
They redid it. It's nice now. Like
oh my
the music
gosh.
stage.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
good.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
You haven't tried Flanagan's, huh?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to get the
That's South
Flanagan's.
Florida spot.
Flanagan's,
I know. You know,
Rib
Mike
rolls?
White always told me about that. Yeah.
Rib rolls, my man.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. That's all you got to know. Rib rolls.
Rib rolls. All right.
Yeah.
No.
But how much can you crush? Like what? Like if you're going
Man,
after
I'm going ribeyes, potatoes, mac and cheese, the whole 9 yards.
How many baked potatoes could you eat in one sitting if it was just baked potatoes?
Just baked potatoes.
Yeah.
I mean, do I get some sides and
Yeah,
toppings with it?
fully loaded for sure,
okay.
bro.
Loaded to 3. 4.
Three?
Yeah.
Okay.
So after a victory, after you've won,
sir.
and you're
So you do more.
allowed, because of the discipline of the week, you're actually not allowed to eat this way all of the time. But after in a celebratory meal, you said ribeyes plural?
No, singular. No.
How many
I don't want to
ounces
be
we
too
talking?
slow.
He's talking about a
Well,
tomahawk
they got
ribeye,
16,
man. Yeah.
24, 20, so it depends, because the bone in, kind of messes with the weight sometimes.
Yeah.
Medium rare? What are we doing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many plates
Still
are coming to
breathing?
the table? How many things
Got to be
are...
3 or 4, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate all the work that you've done here. And everybody's very excited about the season,
We
Zach.
are too.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, low man wins.
Thank you. That's all
Man
about leverage,
wins.
right?
Yeah, if
Thank
you
you,
take
guys.
one bit
Appreciate
of
it.
wisdom from this interview, just know I know
I've
you
never
didn't
heard
know
that before in my life.
No,
Yeah, no, Mikey
you're a
Long Coach has never
jackass.
gone through that with me.
Just leave this room with more knowledge than you came in because he
That's
told
it,
you
yeah.
low man wins.
What was I thinking?
Guys, we have huge breaking news in the NFL. Massive news from NFL insider Jordan Schultz.
Oh.
A Pro Bowl quarterback has just been released.
Wow.
A recent Pro Bowler has been released
Define recent.
last couple of years. I think this dude might have been a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. Shockwaves throughout the NFL as the Browns are releasing former Pro Bowl quarterback
Tyler
mobile,
Huntley.
Tyler Huntley.
Snoop.
Thank you, Jess.
Wow, Jess. I mean, my God.
What a pull.
Appreciate that. There were some people like, did they actually do it with Deshaun?
Tua?
Restructure his
Yeah,
contract.
they restructured his contract.
$36 million.
Which is weird. Like, everyone's like, oh, wow, worst contract in sports. Clear up $62 million. Congratulations on guaranteeing fully and making that contract totally uncuttable, untradeable. I don't know.
I'm
about
actually
that.
feeling pretty good right now because we just got done with the Zach Sieler interview, and I don't feel like I looked that awkward in this one. It was my least awkward, I
You
think,
were
of all
just
of them.
genuinely nervous around Tua.
Awkward.
I didn't think Tua was the most awkward one, by the way.
What'd you think?
The most awkward one was Raheem Mostert.
Did you see River Craycraft? Because
I saw Robert Craycraft.
But basically, I've been stuck in the middle, you could say, all week.
Why did I wear my Fiore tonight? 'Cause this camera isn't hitting me right. And I don't know what to do with my hands.
You a 90s DJ?
So I
What's
play with
happening?
the drawstring on my pants. Two is to the left of me. God's is on the right. Why am I stuck in the middle of you? Well, I'm stiff and staring up ahead and holding in my tummy squeeze. And at a minute 54, I awkwardly start rubbing my knees. When I asked him if he played the guitar, he looked at me like I'm something bizarre. These new shorts are running kinda small. I hope this camera isn't showing my balls. Two is to the left of me. God's is on the right. Why am I stuck in the middle of you? Why am I
had that song all week. I'm like, I got to play it eventually. So here we
God,
go.
that's just pocket for Yeti's voice, man.
Yeah, he's
We're some talented song
2025
show.
Suey nominee.
John Olerud.
Too obsessed and busy with the making of stuff that the Sueys actually give you an opportunity to reflect and say, hey, we got some really talented individuals here. And so really great stuff on the music front. But,
And Taylor.
But Taylor probably will win. I think Sports Whisperer should win. And it gave me the idea,
Throwing that
like,
one around, man.
over the last, in the upcoming weekend, our show is going to begin celebrating its 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz began September 1st, 2004.
Really?
So we won't be able to be on the air on September 1st
Wow.
because it happens over the weekend, but we
Come in.
begin.
We'll do a live.
Yeah, we come in.
we begin, I guess, our anniversary
24-hour
year.
marathon?
Never doing that again.
Ever.
Never, ever doing
Bet
that
the pepper?
again. Never doing that again.
Don't
but,
bring that up ever again.
But maybe we cover that over the course of the next year and celebrate that stuff. But I am feeling a bit nostalgic. And for a show that's constantly like day in, day out, doing its best to evolve and change with the times, reinvent itself, you kind of, over the course of years, because we are a legacy show,
Yeah.
you kind of want to shy away from nostalgia because
Why not?
nostalgia, wait a second, I'm still doing stuff that resonates today and I don't want to be known as a nostalgia act, but nostalgia is a big business
Play
right
the
now.
hits, baby.
Everybody's feed on social media is all Oasis memes right now.
Play the hits.
Everyone is feeling nostalgic. Creed is having a very successful tour. Linkin Park is
Linkin
going.
Park's back together.
They're going to be reuniting, and between you and me, I actually think that they can spin this into a win.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Nostalgia, there's a big business in nostalgia. So most people don't know that this isn't actually our 20th anniversary. No, it's our 21st. We missed that entire thing, but we realize there's big business.
Big business.
In pretending to reunite and have a nostalgic
You know what?
aspect to your show.
COVID year doesn't count. That's why it's
COVID
the
year
20th.
doesn't count. Well, maybe it does. Well,
Kick, save, and a butte.
we'll get
Got
into
it.
COVID. We're gonna get really nostalgic, I think, over the course of the next year, and it's not gonna be like one singular day of celebration.
And
That's
then we're
not-
back to normal the next day?
That's
No?
not how anniversaries work. We got a lot of big things planned, so tune in next week to find out everything that we have planned. A lot of big, exciting.
Can you give
announcements.
us even a hint, a whiff of one of the things we can be expecting in this year-long celebration?
I think, look, the way that people consume our show has changed over the course of years.
Sure has.
We've been on an AM radio dial. We've gone national. We've been on all sorts of TV networks. And I think now we're still kind of, in many ways, still a pirate ship, despite our wonderful partnership with DraftKings. We're on
Rich
YouTube.
pirates now.
People often say, hey, where do I find you? And usually the answer is pretty simple, but we were so part of their routine. Maybe some people lost track, or you guys are too political, or, all the things that's out there about us. I think that over the course of this year, if you maybe departed from our show, we're going to give you the good feels inside and remind you of why you fell in love with our show in the first place. And we have really ambitious ideas on how to exactly go about that way. Some of that for your content to enjoy, and some of that for Theater of Mind stuff, and some of that big tangible things that you can reach out and feel and touch and potentially talk to. So it's going to be a very exciting thing, and you can find out more about what we plan to do in the upcoming year next week.
As Mike was describing kind of the great celebration stuff we have coming up, Master Tesfatsion just walks in and starts dapping people up. And looking at him, I think of one thing. I think of Thusday Thunder.
Let's go.
I didn't know that's where you're going.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
This is interesting.
No one makes me think of gambling more than Master.
Thought you were going to talk about the
an honor,
24-hour
baby.
marathon again.
More than Mike? I make you think of gambling more than
Yes,
Mike?
you know why? Because when I walked in this morning, you were talking about betting on the Paralympics.
That was true. Yeah, I didn't do it, but we're still looking for over-unders on French gold medals. We still haven't found it yet.
That's a nice surprise.
Thusday Thunder is brought to you by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Tony, what did Juju cook up?
All right, Juju has been on a heater, 2 of 3 the last 6 weeks in a row, which is very impressive because getting 3 legs in a parlay is very difficult. So we're going to start here in the W. Minnesota Lynx at the Dallas Wings, and I feel bad because I've got a Dallas Wings person right here next
Let's
to
go
me.
Wings, baby.
Juju's got the Minnesota Lynx in the first leg of the parlay.
Juju, come on.
Nafisa Collier, MVP.
Going to the second leg, Clemson versus Georgia at home. Big time matchup in week 1 of the college football season. Georgia minus 13.5. Juju's going to lay the points there, 13.5.
I think this is technically at home in that it's in their home state, but is this technically a neutral
It's
site
at Mercedes-Benz,
Yeah.
Juju's got him 13.5 for the Georgia Bulldogs. And the last leg of the parlay.
Say it.
Don't say it.
Say it.
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
But I'm going to say it.
Say it.
Canes money line.
Yeah.
Rat poison.
C-A-A-E-S-K.
Rat poison. The lot of you.
That is your Thusday Thunder again. Miami Hurricanes money line, Georgia Bulldogs minus 13.5, and the Minnesota Lynx money line. Juju Gotti is good for 2 of 3. Hopefully this one 3 of 3, but maybe the 2 of 3 will include the Miami Hurricanes.
I'll take 1 of 3.
The Wings,
Yes,
the Wings just
give me
beat the
that one.
Aces. I don't know how I feel about that one. The Wings just beat
Juju's
the
on the
Aces.
W. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's pretty hot.
Who are
on
the
that.
Lynx
He's pretty
playing
dumb.
tonight?
Wings.
The Wangs.
The Wings are like
Hey.
one of the bottom.
We are, but it's
Yeah.
okay. We got Satu Sabli back. We're balling.
That's true. She's playing really well.
We're not balling. We
Same
just
with
won.
Enrique. I'm a big Enrique
You
fan.
know, Enrique stands over here.
Yes.
We bonded over
2
Enrique.
of the biggest
Many a times.
in the world.
I love Enrique.
Some could say.
Enrique? Who's Enrique?
Santos Iglesias?
Master Tesfatsion from Golazzo.
I just came here to work out, bro.
I could see that because you wore your worst clothing ever.
I know I did. I got my Real Madrid jersey in my bag.
Why
I thought that was going to change.
Why are you wearing that, man?
Come on, we still them boys, baby. Come on now.
man.
It's a T-shirt for
We still the
people
boys.
listening to the podcast. It's not like
He went
it's
to the
just
gym.
it's just a T-shirt.
It's a cowboy shirt.
You're also
It's
wearing a T-shirt.
I'm
By the
wearing-
way, the gym here is amazing. Oh my God, phenomenal gym.
That's why
5
Master
stars.
came to work with me today. He's like, "You got a gym over there?" I'm like, "Yeah." Master's got really
Woke
fit.
up at 5:30. Let's go. I lost 35 pounds.
already.
Yeah, just today.
This today alone. Yeah.
That's how good this gym is here at the LC.
Master, I have a question for you. You come to Miami a lot, and you're obviously
Yes,
you
quite
go
a
to a
bit.
lot of Miami games. Are Miamians the rudest people in the country?
Ooh, that's a good question. Rude in what way? Because New
Every
Yorkers
way.
are pretty rude.
you.
Driving, talking.
Yes, considering that me and Mike left the gym yesterday and we left the Hurricane. There was this random accident there. We saw 2 accidents actually this week I've been here. It's been crazy accidents.
That's Mother Nature being rude, but that's not the city being
The drivers are terrible here.
rude. Okay.
Rude is they're pretentious. Very pretentious. That's a better. That's a
Thank
better
you.
word.
I don't know what that word means, but I don't like it.
I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I
welcome.
say.
You're welcome.
The
Wear that.
so you're going to the game this weekend.
I'm going to the game this weekend. I'm going to Cleveland next weekend for Cowboys Browns season opener. And then week 2, because you know,
LeBron
tighten
Bowl.
up, baby. Let's go Rand Carthon. Big believer in the Titans. Week 2, I'm going to their home opener, Jets Titans. I'm
so-
all football,
so
baby.
you wanted to mix
Soccer,
in a good
football,
city.
American football, European football, you name it. I do all football.
Aussie rules,
you
you got
guys,
it all.
I do
spent,
Aussie rules.
You spent like 2 months in Ibiza, and you decided when I come back, I'm gonna go to Gainesville and Cleveland.
I did. The first trip I took, it's probably like me and LeBron James, who've ever done this before. Go from Ibiza one weekend and the next weekend go to Cleveland.
You went there for SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam. It was great. I had a
Yeah,
great
it's
time.
so nice that you were like, I
gotta
like
do it
this
twice.
place. I gotta go back inside of a month.
I've been to Cleveland once before, and it was for when I was working at the Washington Post, covering Browns training camp for it was 2016.
The Milan of the Midwest.
The Milan of the Midwest, as they say. Now I've been there twice in the last 2 months.
I said that when I
Can't
was a Browns fan. Hey, the Marble Room, they got a great steakhouse over there. I don't know if you enjoyed the Marble Room.
It's kind of avoiding red meat these days, you know.
Really? Yeah.
What are we with this guy,
Red
man?
meat's great
Boar's
for you. I
Head.
don't know what
Dude,
to
Yeah,
he's
Boar's
great
Head
for you.
especially. Good.
I saw an article about how people went to the Boar's Head factory where this like listeria outbreak came from.
Hysteria?
Yes, it's gonna make you not want to ever eat deli meat again.
Yeah, I've read some of the details on that thing, like
What?
bugs and rodents and.
Oh, it was
Mold,
a Taffer
algae.
Dream episode.
Shut it
Yeah,
down.
shut it down.
Delight.
You're gonna freaking kill somebody.
But I will say this: there was a bluebell listeria outbreak that happened as well, and I still eat bluebell.
Yeah, we have a special treat coming up here for the listening audience. Foot Girls have reunited. I'm very excited for
We're
Foot
not-
Girls. You're repurposing the Suey nominated song, right? That's
Sure.
going to be the
Stay
opening.
tuned and find out.
It's on Foot Girls.
What's it called?
Gen CFP.
Who's
With
Jen?
that tone, huh?
And we have a sponsor this year.
Yay!
Cheez-Its.
Let's go.
I woke up feeling cheesy, Coach. Cheese, cheese,
Dr.
cheese,
Scholl's.
cheese,
It was right there.
cheese, 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 cheese,